بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين ثم الصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين حبيبي وحبيب إله العالمين أبي القاسم محمد اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين الهاديين الذين أذهب الله عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. قال الله سبحانه وتعالى في محكم تنزيله بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون صدق الله العلي العظيم. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. My dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. First I would like to offer my well wishes and offer my congratulations to all of us, mu'mineen and mu'minat, for making it this far. And I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also to give us these days that are coming, which we call it a new year. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it to be the best days of our lives, Ya Rabbal Alameen. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us to be among those who will be successful in these days to come, Ya Rabbal Alameen. And let us also be the best servants of Allah in those days to come, insha'Allah. In that footnote, I will just like to, as what we heard from Nahidiyan regarding the Imam Nahidiyan about the saying of the Quran, wal asr inna al-insana lafi khusr. I just want to add one hadith from Imam al-Husayn alayhi salam. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa alihi. Where he is talking in the same line of Surah Al-Asr, losing time, losing days. And he says, Yabna Adam, innaka innama anta ayyamun. O the children of Adam, you are nothing but days. فَإِذَا ذَهَبَ يَوْمٌ ذَهَبَ بَعْضُكَ. When a day passes in your life, part of you has gone. That's what we are. Really, we are about our days. Every day that lives in our life is part of is gone. That is, in that sense. But I hope that inshallah, we all will make the best of these days to come, inshallah. But as you know, as we are approaching this new year, I just wanted to share some of the light about how should we receive this new year. We all come with so many new year resolutions, what we want to do next year. And mashallah, some of us, we have so long list that sometimes it's very hard to know if you're going to live to see those days of that list or not. Whatever list that we want to come up with, that's fine. But I believe that there are certain things that are very important to be in the top of our list of next year to-do list. Whatever you choose to do. Because some people, mashallah, they want to lose weight. Some people, mashallah, they want to move out of state. Some people, they want to go back to school. Some people, they want to get better jobs, and so on, and so the list goes on. Whatever the case is, these are good things. But what I suggest personally for myself and for all of us, that the top of our list should be strengthen my relationship with Allah. That should be the priority. The first thing that comes in my list is to make sure that whatever the relationship that I have with Allah, next year I want it to be stronger and better. Why? Because here's the thing. Whatever you wanted to achieve in next year, whatever you want to achieve, anything that you want to, remember, it cannot happen without his approval. Whatever you put in the list to do, if he doesn't approve it, it's not going to happen. And two, we have to understand also, whatever I plan to do in my life is controlled by him. I don't control it, he controls it. Why not make him the priority? Anything that you want to do in your list, something you're worried about, something you want to have, something you're hoping for, anything that you're hoping, is all under his control. And he said, Wallahu ala kulli shay'in qadir. Everything is in control. Everything that you can put in your life as a dream, Allah is the one who controls it. And turning to him and having better relationship is the best way to go. Oh, let me share with you some of the ayahs from the Quran so that we can learn some of the things. Because here's the thing, brothers. Really, I wouldn't say you, but I would say me. We did not get it. And that's why we're still suffering. If we get it, like like the prophets and the imams, they get it. So they put everything under his control. And they have peace of mind. We didn't get it. We still think that, oh, I can do this. I am able to do this. I am this. And we're always suffering because we don't get it. The day we get it that he is in control, trust me, everything will be done. Now you go to the Quran. Because let me start with something, a fear. Because nowadays a lot of people are in fear, they are in fear. Because another king came to, another president came, well, nobody knows what's going to happen. A lot of us in the fear, right? Now let me tell you, in the Quran, Allah said, nobody can give you security. Doesn't matter where you go. The security belongs to him. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us, فَلْيَعْبُدُوا رَبَّ هَذَا الْبَيْتِ الَّذِي أَطْعَمَهُم مِّن جُوعٍ وَآمَنَهُم. You think you can get security from someone without Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? The security belongs to him. He can give you the peace that you're looking for. Not only that, you go to the Quran, Allah tells us, every human being have this fear. But then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells you there is one thing you can do. You don't have to worry about anything. You don't have to worry. You don't have to be afraid of anything. And this is the beautiful dua from Imam Zayn al-Abidin. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. Allahumma ja'alni min jundik. فإن جندك هم الغالبون وجعلني من أوليائك فإن أولياءك هم لا خوف عليهم ولا هم يحزنون وجعلني من حزبك فإن حزبك هم Allah, this dua is a golden dua. 3 things he's asking Allah. Ya Allah, Allahumma ja'alni min jundik. Ya Allah, let me be part of your soldiers. فَإِنَّ جُنْدَكَ هُمُ الْغَالِبُونَ. Because your soldiers are always the winners. Nobody can go in the fight with Allah and Allah loses the fight. Have you ever heard that? That Allah went into the fight, but Allah lost the fight. Have you heard it? No. He said, anybody who is my soul, even if you are alone and you have the entire world against you, Allah said you're going to be winner. You're going to win it. You want an example? Go to the Quran. Ibrahim al-Khalil. What happened to him? When he has all the world, Namrud with the power, Allah said, don't worry, you're the winner. What happened? Who won? And Namrud came back. In the tafsir he says, if anybody wants to worship the God, I suggest to worship the God of Ibrahim. He called himself a God. But when he saw what Ibrahim was capable to do, he knew that no, there is some power that is above my power. You go to Musa alayhi salam, was the same thing. A man who called himself Ana Rabbukum al-A'la. What happened to him? Because Allah told Musa, he said, La takhaf innaka anta al-A'la. Don't worry, Musa. He has the soldiers, he has army, he has kingdom. He said, don't worry, you are the winner. At the end, who won? Allah never got into the battle unless he is the winner. And Imam says, Allahumma ja'alni min jundik fa inna jundaka humul ghalibun. Wa ja'alni min awliya'ik. And Ya Allah, let me be among your beloved ones. Fa inna awliya'aka la khawfun alayhim. Because your beloved ones, they have nothing to be fearful of. Walahum yahzanun. There's nothing to worry about. They have nothing to be afraid of, and there's nothing to be worried about. Then he says, وَجَعَلْنِي مِنْ حِزْبِكَ. Let me be part of your party. You know, there is two parties in Islam. You know that. There's also two parties. One party is the party of Allah, and the other one is the party of Shaitan. And Allah mentioned both in the Quran. أَلَا إِنَّ حِزْبَ اللَّهِ هُمُ الْغَالِبُونَ. Then he says, إِنَّ الشَّيْطَانَ لَكُمْ عَدُوٌّ فَاتَّخِذُوهُ عَدُوًّا إِنَّمَا يَدْعُو حِزْبَهُ. There's two hizb. Hizb is a party. One party is for Allah and one for Shaitan. But if you join the party of Allah, Allah says, Humul Ghalibun. They always are the winner. So if you have anything to worry about, I'm worried this year, what will happen? Trust me, just strengthen your relationship with Allah. And that's all you need. You want money, position, power. Now, brother, I don't want to go too much. If you want to own the entire world, right? Not just a job, not just money, not just children, not that wife. Anything that you want in this world, He controls it. And He gave to Sulaiman in 3 letters, 3 words that He said to Allah. And that's it. Rabbi, Habli, Mulkan. That's it. 3 letters He said to Allah. Allah said, that's it. وَوَهَبْنَا لَهُ. Allah said, we gave it to him. What did He give him? سَخَّرْنَا لَهُ الرِّيَاحَ وَالشَّيَاطِينِ يَغُوصُونَ لَهُ وَالطَّيْرِ. Allah said, we gave him everything. And everything was in the service of Sulaiman alayhi salam. Brothers, anything that you want to hope for this world, for this new year, just put Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to be first. And let this year be, I want to strengthen my relationship with Allah. That should be the first in your list. And if you have this, you have everything. If you don't have this, trust me, no matter what you try, it's not going to happen. I can guarantee you that. And you try it and see. And not because I say so, because He says so. In Hadith al-Qudsi, Ya abdi sallimni fima urid. My servant, sallim, surrender to whatever I wish. He said, wa illam tusallimni. If you say, no, Allah, I'm not going to surrender. What will happen? He said, ata'abtuka fima turid wala yakunu illa ma urid. He said, you will suffer in whatever wish that you have, whatever you want to do, you will suffer in, and then at the end, He said, nothing will happen but my wish. If you say this, why should I bother myself? I want this without Him. I want to do this without Him. So brothers, the best thing in our list to do next year is to have a strongest relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, how do I strengthen my relationship with Allah? Because that is a big thing. I want to strengthen my relationship with Allah. But how? And where do I start? There are so many ways you can strengthen your relationship with Allah. But the easiest and the best and the fastest, and I know because sometimes when we travel, we're looking for the shortest way, shortcut, so to get there as quick as possible. The shortest and the fastest way to strengthen your relationship with Allah is salat. The best way to communicate and to strengthen your relationship with Allah is salah. That's the bottom line. And I will suggest humbly, brothers, and alhamdulillah, we all do our prayers, but let your New Year resolution to strengthen your relationship with Allah be, I want to be the one who also pray on time. There's a difference between praying and praying on time. Resolution should be, I want to pray on time. You know why? Because the hadith of the Prophet tells us, he says, أفضل الأعمال الصلاة في أول وقتها. The best deed that you can see in Islam is salat. By the way, you know that. And we call in adhan, Hayya ala khairil. No, what deed is better than salat? Nothing. Salat is the best. That's what I say, Hayya ala khairil amal. Khairil amal. Now, this salat also is a best deeds, but the best of the salat is to do it on time. Brothers and sisters, if we can take this as our resolution for next year, as-salat fil waqt, trust me, we got everything done. And I wanted to say that even one of the resolutions should be in the list, strengthen your relationship with your imam. That's one of the resolutions should be, that I want to strengthen my relationship with my imam. But how would you do that? You can do that with salat too. Salat, strengthen your relationship with Allah and your imam as well. And you know, and I know a lot of you have heard this story of a man who imam told him, the best you can do for me is to keep your salat on time. There was a story when Alim is telling this story that happened. It's a real story that happened. And Alim was traveling and he was sitting in the bus. As he was sitting in the bus, the time of salat came. He was looking what will happen. Then the narration said, before the bus even left, he was hoping that he will have somebody knowledgeable that can sit next to him so they can have a good conversation, educational conversation. Now suddenly a man walked in with the normal clothes, jeans, t-shirt, A'udhu Billah. Here we go. As they sat next to him, he was, okay, what's going to happen? He didn't say anything to him. No, he said anything to him. He was sitting in the bus. The bus moved. They got to a place, he started looking at the time. It's time for salah, but what will happen? Then immediately that young man sitting next to him, he told the driver, can you stop the car? Stop the bus. I said, why? I said, I want to do salat. I said, there's a lot of people in the bus. What are you talking about? When we get to the bus stop, I said, no, I want you to stop right now. The bus driver said, no, I'm not stopping for you. He said, if you don't stop, I will throw myself out of the window and get out of your car and your bus. Everybody's looking at this guy. Is he crazy? What's wrong with this man? Yes, he was crazy, but in his own world. Then he said to the man, the bus driver said, okay, don't throw yourself. I will stop. He stopped. Everybody, mashallah, everybody get the shafa'ah of this guy. Made wudu, let's do salah. They did salah. They finished the salah, they sat in the bus. Now the alim was curious, who's this guy? Who is so concerned about salah that much? Then the alim asked, who are you? What's your story? He says, Sheikh, now you wouldn't believe. I grew up, I was born and raised Muslim, but I wasn't practicing. I didn't even know what the salat is all about. I had a mother or grandmother who is in the house. Always she called, Ya Sahib al-Zaman. I thought this woman, she is just out of her mind, calling someone who? I didn't even know what the Sahib al-Zaman is about. He said, until my final year in the school, that I supposed to go write my final exams. On my way, I got to a place where they block all the roads. The bus cannot get there. And I have very limited time to get there. If I don't get there on time, I missed my test, that's it. I'm done. He said, what can I do?
He said he was standing there looking left and right. He didn't know what to do. Then he remembered his grandma at home called someone, Ya Sahib al-Zaman. He said, let me call, Ya Sahib al-Zaman, you are the only one who can help. Then what happened? Imam al-Zaman came and helped him. He said, in a few seconds, I found myself in my building where I supposed to be and write my exams. He said, I saw a man came and took me to my place. He said, when we got there, before he left, I asked him, who are you? He said, I am an imam. And then he said, for all this help that you gave me, you saved me. What is it that I can do to help you what you did for me? Give me money? No. Buy me dinner? Take me out? Shopping? No. He said, all I want is take care of your salat and pray on time. He said, from that day, I made what we call tawbatan nasuha. I never used to pray. I never used to fast. He said, that incident changed my life. And I promise him, I say, from today, I will be the one praying on time. Not that I'll pray, no, on time. And since that day, I never miss my prayer on time. If we really want to strengthen our relationship with Allah and the Imam, the best way is through salat. And that should be the first part, the first in our list to do next year. That is number one. Number two, brothers and sisters, one of the suggestions also that should be part of our to-do list next year, inshaAllah, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us alive, which is one of the best thing one can do. Put in your list to help others as much as you can. Brothers, after serving Allah with your wajibat, there is nothing important in Islam like to help other people. Forget whether they are Muslim, non-Muslim. No, don't worry about it. Helping others is the priority after wajibat. And I'm not saying this, you know, when you go there is one of the Maraja, Ayatollah Al-Ankarani. He has one of the sayings where he said, do your wajibat, and after your wajibat, he says, serve people and don't worry about anything else. And when you go Yawm al-Qiyamah, Allah asks you, tell him, Lankarani told me to do so. You think an alim will make this bold statement and not know what he's talking about? Do your wajibat and help people as much as you can. And then after that, I said, if Allah asks you, I said, tell him, I told you to do that. You go to the Quran, brothers. Every prophet you can see, their priority after Allah is to serve people. Our imams were the same thing. The best thing to do, brothers, is to help others. Let me go into some details, brothers. You know, when you go to the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks to us, tells us about when a person passes and dies and leaves this world, and they go to hereafter. Some people, they want to come back. And Quran say about them, قَالَ رَبِّ ارْجِعُونِي لَعَلِّي أَعْمَلُ صَالِحًا فِيمَا تَرَكْتُ. Ya Allah, send me back. Maybe but Quran didn't say. When they said, لَعَلِّي أَعْمَلُ صَالِحًا فِيمَا تَرَكْتُ, maybe I will do good when I come back. But Quran didn't tell us what kind of good are they talking about. Salat, fasting, Hajj, Zakat, homes. What are they talking about? Quran didn't mention that. But then Quran go to another ayah to tell you what is it that they will hope to come back and do. And you will be surprised, it's not fasting. It's not reading Quran. It's not even salat. You know what they want to do? And Quran called them in Surah Al-Munafiqun. It said, وَأَنْفِقُوا مِمَّا رَزَقْنَاكُمْ مِنْ قَبْلِ أَنْ يَأْتِيَ أَحَدَكُمُ الْمَوْتِ فَيَقُولُ رَبِّ لَوْلَا أَخَّرْتَنِي إِلَىٰ أَجَلٍ قَرِيبٍ فَأَصَّدَّقْ وَأَكُنْ مِنَ الصَّالِحِينَ. Ya Allah, if you will please give me some time so I can give sadaqah, help others with whatever I have, so that I can be min as-salihin. That is the importance of giving, helping people in this world. Our Imams, that is their priority. Imam Zayn al-Abidin, after Salat al-Isha, he doesn't go to bed, he goes out helping people. Our Imam, Quran even said to us in many verses of the Quran, وَيُطْعِمُونَ الطَّعَامَ عَلَىٰ حُبِّهِ مِسْكِينًا وَيَتِيمًا وَأَسِيرًا. Not only that, Quran tells us, إِنَّمَا وَلِيُّكُمُ اللَّهُ وَرَسُولُهُ وَالَّذِينَ آمَنُوا الَّذِينَ يُقِيمُونَ الصَّلَاةَ وَيُؤْتُونَ الزَّكَاةَ وَهُمْ رَاكِعُونَ. That is Imam Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. They always want to give others whatever they have. All the prophets, you go to the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about them. Ibrahim al-Khalil, Ibrahim will not go to bed every night unless he made sure that he serves someone. Every night he cooks, and Ibrahim was a good cook too. You know that? He was a good cook. And Quran tells about it. When the angel came, Ibrahim, what did he do? He cooked for them. And Quran says, فَجَاءَ بِعِجْلٍ حَنِيذٍ. What a good, mashallah, barbecue. Hanid in Arabic is called a barbecue. Right? Mashallah. Nice one he brought to them. Ta'ala ta'kulun. Eat. There's some food for you. 7 people. Right? He said, no, we are not going to eat. So why are you going to eat? That's Ibrahim al-Khalil. Every night he will not go to bed unless he feeds someone. And something also to remember, when you go to Nahj al-Balagha, Imam Ali has a page that he talk about muhasabah. That every night before you go to bed, you do muhasabah. And the muhasabah, he tells you what to do. Part of the muhasabah, he says that one of the things that he was recommended is to ask yourself, who did you serve today? Who did you help today? And unfortunately, sometimes when somebody comes asking for help, we feel so bad. We think they're bothering us, they're disturbing us. You know what Imam Hussein alayhi salam said about this? Imam Hussein says, إِنَّ مِن نِعَمِ اللَّهِ عَلَيْكُمْ أَنْ جَعَلَ حَوَائِجَ النَّاسِ إِلَيْكُمْ. It's a blessing that Allah has put some of the people's needs in your hands. فَلَا تَمِلُّهَا فَتُحَوَّلُ إِلَىٰ غَيْرِكُمْ. Don't take it lightly, and then it will deprive from you to somebody else. That is to tell us the importance of helping others, being there for others. And when we say help, it can be in any capacity you can. That is something should be part of our to-do list. Not only that, brothers. Number 3. After we have these 2, also one of the important things is to always keep our checklist. Checklist is very important. Whatever you wanted to do, whatever you agreed to do in this year, it has to have something we call al-muraqabah. Observe yourself on every level. How much did I achieve? How much I lose? So that way you can keep the track all the time. And like the hadith that the Prophet also mentioned, Man tasawa yawma fahuwa maghbun. Don't let your days to be equal. Always we have to check ourselves. Look at myself yesterday and then evaluate myself, and then make sure that tomorrow becomes better than yesterday. That is how you can progress in your life. And this, even in business, they do that too. Self-evaluation. They evaluate their business and see how much they have gained and how much they lost. And what did they make, what made them to be stronger, and where are they stronger and where are they weak, so they can strengthen their weakness and continue in their stronger part so they can continue to grow. We have to have this check and balance. And it has to be every day as well. Because we are in the journey to Allah, and that journey requires every day we have to check and balance. Whatever we choose to do, May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us to do so. But before we finish, I just want to read some dua from Imam Zayn al-Abidin about New Year. What did Imam say in his dua for New Year, which is quoted in dua from Imam Zayn al-Abidin, dua as-sabah wal-masa', where he says, وَهَذِهِ سَنَةٌ جَدِيدًا. Ya Allah, this is a new year. وَهِيَ عَلَيْنَا شَاهِد. You know, these words of Imam Zayn al-Abidin is really educational. As when we get to every year, we have to think about it. You know, Imam said that every year that comes, shahid. Shahid means what? Witness. Witness for what? It's going to record our deeds and tell Allah whatever we do. Every year that comes, now 2016 is going to go tomorrow, right? Or a few hours. When it goes with the what? It goes with the information to tell Allah what we have done. And then he says, in ahsanna wadda'ana bihamd. In ahsanna, if we did good in this year, the year as it goes, it gives us a farewell. Wadda'ana, tawdi, said goodbye, bihamd, with the praise of Allah and the praise for us for what we have done. Wa in asa'na, if we did bad in this year, it's a farakana bidhamm. He lives also, if we do bad in this year, as the year lives, he lives with what? With criticism about us to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then he said, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali. And then he said, warzuqna husna musahabatiha. Ya Allah, grant us the tawfiq to be a good companions for this coming year, that we can do good in this year. وَعْصِمْنَا مِنْ سُوءِ مُفَارَقَتِهَا. And Ya Allah, protect us so that when the year comes to leave, it doesn't leave us with the bad deeds. بِارْتِقَابِ جَرِيرَةٍ. So that way we don't commit bad deeds in this year. أو افتراق صغيرة اقتراف صغيرة أو كبيرة. So we don't commit any major or minor sins in this year. And I said, وَأَجْزِلْ لَنَا فِيهَا مِنَ الْحَسَنَاتِ. And help us to do a lot of good deeds in this coming year. وَخْلِنَا مِنَ السَّيِّئَاتِ. And Ya Allah, protect us from any bad deeds in this coming year. وَامْلَأْ لَنَا مَا بَيْنَ طَرَفَيْهَا حَمْدًا وَشُكْرًا. And let us fill in the beginning and the end of it with the being grateful, hamd wa shukr, being grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then he says, wa ajran wa fadlan wa ihsanan, where whatever we do, we get the reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for those deeds. And I say, Allahumma ja'al lana fi kulli sa'atin min sa'atiha hadhan min ibadatik. Ya Allah, give us that success that every hour in this year to come, so we can take a time of that hour to give a part of it for your service and for your ibadah. Wa nasiban min shukrik, and give also time to be grateful to you. Wa shahid sidq, and so he can be also that hour or the time can also be a witness for us, and then let the angels also be our best witness of being a great servant of you. Ya Arhamar Rahimin. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help that to happen in our life, Ya Rabbal Alameen. Ya Allah, whatever we have done and shortcomings in this past year, Ya Allah, don't let this year passes unless you have forgiven us, Ya Rabbal Alameen. Any good deeds that we have done, and you know that, Ya Allah, you know better than us, Ya Allah, increase this and put it in our good deeds, Ya Rabbal Alameen. And Ya Allah, as we approach in this year, let this year that is passing compared to the next year, let this next year be better than the last year, Ya Rabbal Alameen. And Ya Allah, if you decide to take our lives in this coming year, Ya Allah, don't do so unless we are the true servant of yours, Ya Rabbal Alameen. بمحمد وآل محمد صلوا على محمد وآل محمد.